All right, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, former ECU great, current CFLer Justin Hardy. Joining us courtesy of Social House Vodka. You can find Justin's official vodka, J-Rock Limited Edition, by visiting socialhousevodka.com. Justin, how you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Hey, doing great. It is combine time for players trying to get drafted in this year's NFL draft, and I wanted to go back and relive some of those memories with you. And I've got your combine stats here, Justin. But what do you? I don't know what kind of stands out about that week for you going to Indianapolis.
Man, it was a whole process, meeting with different teams late at night, having to do drug tests, having to actually get up and perform and do your testing that you're going to do for the day, whether it's the bench press or all the field activities that you need to do to get all the numbers for. It's a whole process, and it kind of makes and breaks a lot of guys, I will say. Even for me personally, it was tough to have to wake up at 4 a.m. to
Mm.
go do a drug test and then be up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m. to go do whatever test I got to do for that day. So it's definitely a mental game as well. So it was definitely tough.
Who helped you prepare for it, Justin? Was that your coaches, trainers at ECU? Did you have trainers beyond that to get you ready for it? Like, who helped you the most leading into it?
Pretty much, basically, I got a head start pretty much when I went to the Senior Bowl.
Right.
I was with a lot of teams then before even having to go to the combine. Then once I started training for the combine, I was in New Jersey at test facility, and I was getting questions and everything there as well. So the whole prep for combine, pro day, everything helped me to be able to perform there.
I guess famously, they ask you weird questions too as you're getting ready to enter the NFL. Like, are you a dog or a cat or dumb stuff like that? Like, did you get any weird dumb
It's definitely a
questions?
lot of stuff like that.
Well,
I
any of
definitely
them?
will say,
Yeah. What do you remember? Like any the weirdest question you were asked?
man, um, it's been so long ago, I can't even really remember. Like I said, I just hear stories about stuff like that. Like you just say, are you a cat or you a dog? I
Yeah.
have other players say they have got questions like that. So I think basically they just want to see what type of thinker you are at
Right.
the end, and see if they kind of match up what they got going on.
Who did you room with there? Like, did you meet any friends when you were there?
Who did I room with?
I guess it
Man,
was a long time ago. It's been about 10 years, right?
yeah, it's been a minute. Definitely been a minute. Who did I room with?
I'll
Man, I
let you
can't
come. I'll let you
remember.
come back to that one. So I got your results here. Like, are you if you hear a 4.56 40, which I think you ran a better 40 at ECU's pro day, right? Like, what's the best 40 you ever ran? Do you know?
I got down to a 4.4, a low 4.4.
Man,
I think I ran that at ECU Pro Day after the
yeah.
combine. Like I said, it's a lot going into the combine with the drug testing, and then you got all your medicals, meeting with teams late at night. Like I said, I met with a team probably. I got out of the meeting probably around like 1 o'clock a.m. the
Jeez.
night before going to go test. So it's a mental game for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you nervous out there? Like, it seemed like when you played football at ECU, you were never nervous. At least you didn't play like you were. Did you have nerves up there in Indianapolis?
Um, I won't say it was nerves, maybe a little bit of anxiety as far as like going in, because like basically this could pretty much make or break your career. Really, you go out there and do good, do what you're supposed to do, then you got a really good chance to getting drafted and get into a team. But if you don't do as well, then your chances kind of get slim. So it's a way you have to go into it for sure.
I'm looking at a draft profile on NFL.com. It says your strengths, instinctive, hand catcher, above average size hands. What size are your hands, Justin? Do you even know?
It's probably close to 11.
Man, okay. Smooth hips, aggressive demeanor, nasty blocker. Says more than 70% of your catches as a senior went for first downs. Weaknesses, thin through lower body. What does that mean? You got a thin lower body, Justin?
I don't know what that means.
But man, they put you under the microscope, don't they? They like look at every little detail on you.
Every detail.
Yeah. Justin Hardy, joining you. What is your? I guess if a Rajay Harris or guys trying to make it to the next level asked you, like, what advice do you give guys that ask you about making it to the next level? What can you tell them?
Uh, Take care of your body for one. Going to this year of going to the NFL is like you finish with your college career, and then you're going to some guys are going to the Senior Bowl, and then some guys are going to pro day as well, and then the combine. So it's like it's a long process of a lot of stuff that you got to go through before even going to the draft. So I would definitely say take care of your body because it's going to be a long one. Like that first year, it's going to be long because once you win from college, like you starting over again,
All
and
right.
then you really get a break until after that first season, really. So I would definitely say take care of your body for the most part, and understanding special teams. I would say don't shy away from playing special teams. A lot of guys that's how they get they start, especially guys that's drafted late in the rounds. Play special teams, like that's gonna get you on the team and play for a
And
long time.
man, that's a good point, Justin. And we've talked about your humility. You're a humble guy as it is, but like high school kids go from being stars to bottom of the depth chart in college, and then you got to do it all over again when you enter the NFL. But you had no problem. Like, hey, I understand that this is a new start for me, so I'll do whatever I can. Was that kind of your mentality going into it and going into the Falcons?
Right. I would definitely say you got to get that mindset as you're not your primary position. Like now, once you get to the NFL, you're a football player
Yeah.
because it's gonna be times where you're gonna have to play special teams. I ain't never played defense a day in my life, but once I got here, I had to go make a tackle. It's like those things. Like you gotta become a football player at the end of the day, and not just think about your primary position, especially guys that are drafted or signed as free agents in the later rounds.
I understand why they do these combines because everybody's great, and they have to say, all right, who's greater than who, and it's again minuscule. They put you under the
Right.
microscope. But did you ever just want to say, hey, look at the tape? Like you put so much tape out there, it's almost like, hey, here's what I can do. Here's 4 hours of my highlights. Like, did you ever want to just be like that, or did you say, all right, let's just go through it?
I mean, at the end of the day, yes. But excuse me, but coming into it, it's like you brand new.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows you, so it's like you got to prove yourself over again, essentially. I could definitely say put the tape on, but at the same time, it's like, oh, that's college. This is totally different now.
True. Yeah.
Like, I want to see what you could do on this point. So I get it. I get both sides.
And you seem like the type of guy that's going to try to earn your spot every year. I mean, are you in the position now with your CFL team, Justin, where you have a spot, or do you feel like, all right, this off season I got to go kind of earn my spot again? Like, where are you at with your CFL team right now?
I will always say that I got to work for whatever I get. I never go into the situation thinking like, oh, it's going to be given to me. Like, I don't even want it if it's given to me. So I always approach it as I got to prove somebody wrong. I had that chip on my shoulder to go out there and prove that I can still play this game at the level that I need to play it to be successful. And a lot of guys try to question a lot of things, age, do he want to be here, this and that. So it's like I don't even really think about that. So you got to prove everybody every chance that you get.
I mean, we've talked to a lot of Pirates and guys that have had great careers in the CFL, long careers. Stanley Bryant's still getting it done, which is awesome in the CFL. But have you thought about maybe trying the UFL route or going a different route, or are you good where you are in the CFL?
At this point right now, as far as like trying a different league, it's essentially it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Like as far as like a step two to get to the NFL, but at this point, it's like they was a little bit more established at the time. So it was like once I got in, I just might as well stay there unless another opportunity came.
Some receiver news in the NFL, Justin, over the weekend. My Commanders landed Debo Samuel. Debo 2 or 3 years ago was my favorite non-Washington player, and still is. Still is one of the guys I really like. I don't know if he's lost a step or two, but I'm excited about it. What do you think about Debo joining Jaden Daniels and the Commanders?
I think it'll be good. He'll get with Dan Quinn, great head coach. Um, Put him in a position where he can be the most successful. I won't say that he lost a step, but sometimes you just need a new a new page. Something new, and to get you back to where you was at.
And other NFL news today saw T. Higgins is going to sign the franchise tag to remain in Cincinnati. That's big for Burrow, big for Cincinnati. He's still got both T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to work with. So no matter what Cincinnati has going on defensively or in the run game, you give them Burrow and Chase and Higgins. They should be pretty dangerous, right?
Definitely reliable sources. Definitely somebody definitely good to have as a quarterback to have those guys.
No doubt. Talking to Justin Hardy, joining us today on Pirate Radio Live, courtesy of Social House Vodka. You can find Justin's official vodka, J-Rock Limited Edition, by visiting socialhousevodka.com. Premium American vodka using the highest quality ingredients, strict production standards, and a commitment to sustainability. So, Justin, kind of just give us an update now. Where are you at as far as your training, and when do you get back going with the CFL? When do you have to report again?
Training camp is, I want to say, May 10th.
Okay.
So it's coming up, approaching real soon right now. So I've been started training again, getting back running, uh, working out with the weights. So it's a gradual process. But by the time training camp gets here, I should be ready to go.
Got a high school basketball playoffs going on, Justin. Tell us about your basketball career. How much hoops did you play growing up?
I actually play a lot of hoops. Like I played the three sports, basketball, baseball, and football. So whenever I wasn't in the other season, like I go straight from football straight to basketball. So never really no downtime, especially like when I was in high school. I always kept kind of busy. So it definitely worked out pretty good. I was a decent basketball player, I guess you can say.
If I was reading your strengths and weaknesses in basketball, what would they say? What was your strength on the court, and what was your weakness?
Uh, Long arms, like you said, big hands. Uh,
Length.
Link, yep, defensive player, slasher, could get to the goal.
Okay. I hadn't heard nothing about shooting yet. Is that a weakness?
I won't say it's a weakness, but I feel like if nobody stopped me getting to the goal, then I don't need to shoot.
There you go. If you can make a layup or dunk it, which I'm sure. What's the coolest dunk you've ever done, Justin? You gone windmill, or what can you do above the rim?
Nah, I ain't really. Nah, I wasn't nothing crazy like that, like nothing crazy dunk wise,
Okay.
but like a regular dunk. I had a chance to dunk on a guy. He was probably about 6'10" ish,
Mm,
maybe a bit taller, and won against one of our rival schools. So I'll probably say that's probably one of the better ones.
man. It's tough to say. Probably, what's the better feeling, mossing somebody in the end
De-
zone, or dunking on a guy?
Definitely master somebody just because of some fact that that's what I play football. So
Yeah.
just getting a chance to be able to do that is pretty cool.
Justin, always enjoy our chats, man. We do it every Monday here on Pirate Radio Live. If you got a question for Justin, you can pass it along to me on X, and we'll get it to him next week. Justin, always enjoy it, man. Have a good week, and we'll reconvene next week, talk more sports with you.
Thank you. Do the same.